actually had to finish off the broadcast over here last night. 3, 2, 1. Hello, guys, and we are here for some awesome game day bingo action. Super excited to be here with you guys live, as we'll be streaming to you live on the Pilot TV's Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch, so hopefully you guys are checking out those streams as we get on after it in this game number 1.
Absolutely. Stick around and get enrolled, as we can't wait to start giving out some awesome cash prizes. Make sure you're checking us out wherever it is convenient for you, as we would love to highlight some of our different jackpot winners that we've already had. Just yesterday, we added one jackpot to our list, making our total over the last 7 days 18 different jackpots to go out, and we're already sitting at 37 jackpots in this brand new Season 17 so far.
Absolutely. It has been a great season, as we gave out one singular jackpot yesterday to Mama Bear over at the Leo's Bar Newmarket, taking home the awesome prize of $6,402. Congratulations to you, Mama Bear, in that great win.
Absolutely. Nicely done there. That was our only prize winner from yesterday that was over that $600 amount. But don't worry, as we've got a lot of cash on the line here, and we can't wait to start adding your names to our list. If you guys want to stay up to date with everything we have going on with Pilot Games, I highly suggest going on over to Facebook, searching up Pilot Games, and giving us a like and follow. That way you can see where our big progressives have grown to, and so you know when to come on out, as well as everything else going on with Pilot Games gets posted there as well. We love having you guys stay up to date and in the know, so go and check out that Facebook page. It even has direct links right at the top of that Facebook page to our streaming platforms, pgl.world, all of our social media links, as well as what's the last one? Oh, all of our bar locations. I feel like I just had like an aneurysm.
yeah, you and
Totally lost all train of thought.
There you go.
Wow. Well, even all the locations around Minnesota that you guys can check out Pilot Games, it's right there as well. Go and check out our Facebook page today.
Absolutely. It's got a ton of awesome info for you guys to check out, and definitely keeps you in the know so that you can be ready to take home fantastic prizes. As we have clicked past a few of these fantastic prizes in these games, as we will not be giving out the mega, major, and it doesn't look like we'll be giving out the minor jackpot either, and so it'll be a nice Musco. Not too bad on the Musco prize, $11.80 in this lovely Tuesday lunchtime live bingo action, as we got Maggie over at TB3s in Freeborn and Rudd over at the Spare Time Entertainment getting after it. Probably Paul Rudd out there.
You think?
Yeah, that's what I just assume, even though he spells his name, I think, with 2 Ds at the end. So. But, still, I'd like to imagine.
He's in disguise. We can't know it's him.
Exactly,
he's a celebrity.
Exactly. He's keeping it low-key for us, just like how John is John Travolta.
Obviously.
Just getting after it. We do have Rudd, as well as Mike W. getting after it. Rudd over the Spare Time Lanes, as well as Mike W. over at Breel's Den, splitting up that awesome Musco prize of $11.80. Great job to both of you winners here. Seeing Spare Time Lanes makes me think I need to get back to the bowling alley. It's been a while since I've went bowling. I try to go bowling. I feel like it's a goal, like at least once every 6 months I get a urge. So twice a year I would like to go bowling at least twice a year to scratch that itch, because it is a fun little pastime activity for myself. And especially during the winter time when there's not a lot to do outside, I feel like I should push myself to do more bowling, because it's just a fun little game.
Yeah, the last time we went bowling was around late October, early November, and so I think we're due for another bowling tournament. We have friends that like to go bowling with us as well, and they just checked out a spot that's near their house for our next bowling excursion. It's got disco balls.
Ooh, exciting stuff. I like it. I like the whole entire retro theme when it comes to a bowling alley. I think it makes for a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even just to keep our skills up, Ian and I had a little party ourselves and played Wii bowling just this past weekend.
We did. It was quite fun to be able to play a little bit of Wii bowling.
I was robbed.
I had a fantastic
I
ending.
was robbed.
I threw a great end. I went strike, nine pin spare, and then 3 strikes in a row to end off my
Yeah, on his 10th,
my Wii bowling.
it was so stupid. He got a turkey with his strikes, and I lost out by 9 points. I should have won.
I was quite happy with myself. I was feeling at the end. I felt the pressure, and pressure makes diamonds, and so and that's exactly what happened in our
Wii bowling
in
tournament.
our frozen margarita Wii bowling tournament that we had. That was a blast.
Crazy.
Well, we got just 5 seconds before we are in this next game, and as we play through these games, we would like to talk about some of the great games that you guys are going to be playing throughout all of today in our live bingo schedule.
That's right, as each and every day gets kickstarted off with some great game day bingo opportunities that run from noon all the way till 1 p.m. Then at 1 p.m., you jump into your first chance at Lucky 4 Bingo each and every day. Today, it's got over $94,815 and growing, as you and your friends will be getting into that 1 p.m. round.
After that, you'll hop into more game day bingo that runs from 1 all the way till 4 p.m. Once again, working on that minor, major, and mega prize, whatever me and Jordy aren't able to give out during this awesome lunchtime period. At 4 o'clock, we will then switch on over to your second opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo. It's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. As Lucky 4 Bingo has that $94,000 available, and if it doesn't go out at 1, it'll be even better opportunity at 4 o'clock.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys come on out for that 4 p.m. game of Lucky 4 Bingo, your second chance of the day. Before you jump into some great game day bingo running from 4 all the way till 6 p.m., as Ian and I will be back live during that time, running through 23 rounds of game day bingo, trying to give out as many cash prizes as possible. Then at 6 p.m., we'll let you loose, but you'll jump into your final chance at Lucky 4 Bingo for the day, with that over $94,000 in growing if it did not go out at 1 or 4 p.m. Make sure to come out at 6 p.m. for that final chance.
Absolutely, because after today, it's going to be switching over to Pilot Payday. As Pilot Payday is played every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Only a 10-cent card to try and take home $2,500. It's a great time, and it's fun as you replace that game day that Lucky 4 Bingo with a fun game of Pilot Payday. As that leads you into, no matter what, more game day bingo matchups that run from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. to finish off your night. Should be a lot of fun there, as you guys love playing this live bingo from noon all the way till 10 p.m. every single day.
Absolutely. It is a lot of fun, so come on out for every chance you get at our live bingo and try and take home these awesome cash prizes for yourself. We are just about 3 balls away from giving out a great prize from Mike W. or even the Big Cheese, so we'll have to see who's going to be able to take home a great prize here, as we would love to jump into some awesome national days.
What's the Big Cheese referring to? Is that like your boss? Is that the Big Cheese? Would be the term Big Cheese?
Yeah. That's definitely what I consider it to be.
Yeah, that's what I always
thought. It's just like head honcho.
Yeah, an important person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Big Cheese. Well, glad that we got the Big Cheese out there playing our games.
Yeah, when I think of the Big Cheese, I think of a childhood movie that I watched that was the Nuttiest Nutcracker, and they called the Rat King the Big Cheese.
Oh, okay. We do have a winner here, as we have Pete over at the Lookout Bar and Grill and Mike Reck splitting up those that great Musco prize of $10.70. Mike Reck over the Halftime Reck, and Pete playing over at the Lookout Bar and Grill Maple Grove. Congratulations to both of our winners, as we now get enrolled into this game number 3, with the minor jackpot clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less. But we were talking about the Big Cheese. What kind of American accent do you picture when you hear the Big Cheese?
American accent?
Yeah.
Jersey.
A Jersey accent? Yeah, I completely agree with you there. It's Jersey, New York,
Bronx.
Yeah, that kind of accent, like the Big Cheese.
Yeah.
That's
You don't mess with the Big Cheese.
Exactly. That's the mafioso type character.
Yes.
Well,
That's a great way to put it.
well, we got 1 minute to get enrolled into this next game, and we'll be moving on from talking about the Big Cheese, as we got some great national days to highlight.
We kick it off with National Shop for Travel Day. And as the holiday season fades away, our minds turn to our next opportunity for a vacation. While that may seem far off, National Shop for Travel Day on the second Tuesday in January reminds us to start planning now.
Absolutely. I know you did a little bit of shopping for your upcoming travels. What was it this last Friday, where you got yourself some cowgirl boots, getting ready for your trip out to Nashville as you got your sister-in-law's bachelorette party that you're prepping for, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
And I just found out it's a double whammy because I am also taking a separate girls' trip, but with all of the females of Ian's family.
Yeah.
And they're already starting to plan the itinerary. And
Okay.
on the line is us going to a country line dancing bar.
There you
And
go.
so I said, I just bought my cowgirl boots. I'm wrapped and ready, you know? And so I've already started my planning for travel, but it is super, super fun. I love shopping for travel.
Yeah.
I absolutely love looking at outfits to get for vacations. And even for the bachelorette trip that I will be going on in Nashville, I get to be the one to kind of find the decorations for our Airbnb
Yes.
and get all of that worked out. And I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, maid of honor duties type thing.
I love being the maid of honor, especially with only 6 girls to worry about. It's
Yes.
phenomenal. I'm also a separate maid of honor to my high school best friend, but there are like 13 of us in total.
Yes.
And so that one's a little bit more stressful.
But makes it a lot easier for cost effectiveness. I mean, you
Absolutely.
Split,
and we're
splitting
not
the
going
cost
out of
between-
state for that bachelorette weekend. We're just staying in our hometown for that one. And so we don't have to worry about trying to find accommodations for all 13 of us. Which is very, very nice. So I think it should be a lot of fun.
Makes it's easier in one way, harder in the other way, but
Oh, it's going to work out perfect because the Nashville trip, there's less of a theme that we're sticking to and more just activities we're planning.
Yeah.
But the one here, we have like a full theme where we're doing a poker night and we need to get
Okay.
like money with the groom's face on it, and we want to get a poker table set up, and we want to have shirts made, and so there's a lot more that goes into the one that's going to be just in our own state. So it's a nice balance. I get to see both sides of the coin when planning these events.
That's quite fun. That's definitely a good one. And yeah,
This is a
shopping
great
for-
day to remind me to shop for my travels coming up because I have 4 trips in the next 3 months.
Absolutely, absolutely. Travel is definitely fun because you just don't know what you're going to be getting into, and being
Absolutely.
able to stay with the theme of wherever you're
I
going
know. I got to
to.
figure out what color scheme I'm supposed to be picking for.
Oh, for the poker night one, yeah, should be a lot of fun no matter what it ends up being,
Yeah.
and super exciting stuff. That's definitely some more fun travel than normal. My more recent travel that I'm trying to figure out is I'm going to go coach a all-American football game in the next coming months, and so I got to get ready for that. I don't know if I have to do necessarily a ton of shopping for it, but I do have to, make sure I got all my hats because I'll be doing it down in Florida, which the Florida sun, and I got Michigan skin right now. And
You can take my Panama hat that has the bill to shade the back of your neck.
that I might actually take you up on that. Being out in that Florida sun coaching for multiple hours, because I'll be out there for quite some time.
It's dastardly.
I will need that Florida hat to make sure the back of my neck does not end up ripe like a tomato. We got Jer Bear over at Lefty's Bar and Grill taking home our win. Congratulations to you, Jer Bear, taking home $14.70 on our must-go win.
Absolutely awesome stuff there. Congrats to Jer Bear. Make sure to get enrolled in this next matchup. That minor jackpot will be at 58 balls or less as it closes in on $150. We'll have to see how high you can get this prize. Right now, there it is, almost at $150. Still about a minute and 45 seconds to get enrolled.
Yeah. I also got a shot for my Nashville trip at some point, as I would like I've never owned a cowboy hat. I never have needed a cowboy hat. I'm not much of, I wouldn't ever
You're
wear
not
it.
a cowboy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a cowboy. I don't live in a place where I would be just a poser if I was rocking a cowboy hat. As pretty much everyone I know that does rock a cowboy hat is a poser. But
Absolutely. I just heard this really funny song that's going viral on social media right now, and it's like, me more cowboy than you. It's Just all of these people cosplaying as cowboys.
Yeah, no, it is. It is funny. The people that are like actual like cowboy-esque would be the people that I've never seen.
You don't see on social media.
I've never seen them with a cowboy hat. No, I'm talking about my friends.
Oh,
The like
yeah.
friends that I know. Like I've never seen them in a cowboy hat. They just wear their Carhartt trucker hat, and that's about it. And but then my friends that are not cowboys whatsoever, suburb living to the max. They love to wear a cowboy hat every once in a while.
Wow, why don't you just call Keaton right out?
I have a few friends. Not just
Keaton
Keaton.
specifically, he is a very good friend of ours, and he went to one rodeo one time in Arizona, and he came back with like a real leather $300 cowboy hat, and now he wears it everywhere. I think he might even get married.
I think he has 3 cowboy hats now.
Oh, he's upped his collection.
Yeah.
He is a whiskey drinking cowboy.
Yeah, for what
It's
he
what
wants
he
to
wants. Yeah,
believe. Yeah, what he wants to believe. But I would like
when he's off duty.
I would like to own at least a cheap cowboy hat just to wear it for the fun of being in Nashville. Even
I
though I'm not
completely
a
agree.
cowboy.
I'm even trying to find some kits of like you can buy 6 all black cowboy hats, and then it comes with the accessories to bedazzle or fringe it or fuzz it, whatever it is that
Yeah.
girls like to do on these trips. And so I'm trying to find a cheaper alternative for me and all of us girls to have cowboy hats as well.
Yeah.
'Cause it can get very expensive very quickly.
For sure, and you guys can all match and have some fun.
Exactly.
You guys all have matching, and she
'Cause-
rocks a white
because
cowgirl hat.
yes, when I was just with the bride, my future sister-in-law, and I actually found a white cowboy hat, and it's got white fuzz around the edge, and it's got a bedazzled bride going across the front of it, and
Okay.
it was $35, and so I picked it up for her, and she's got that one. So now just me and the rest of the girls got to worry about ourselves.
There you go. There you go. That's super fun. Well, happy National Shop for Travel Day as we are in the months of not as much travel because we did all of our travels just a few weeks ago. You can now plan for future trips that are coming up in the next few months.
Oh, we do have to shop for travel as we actually have a trip coming up next week where we're going to go snowboarding.
Yes, and I have not bought snow pants for myself since I was maybe a freshman in high school. So I do not fit those anymore, and I need a new pair. And so getting myself some snow pants is something that
Some
is
gear,
definitely on the list of things that I need to do so that I can enjoy all the winter festivities. Yeah, but like we said, happy National Shop for Travel Day as we move on to our next national day.
Absolutely. National Ratification Day. Ratification Day falls on January 14th as this annually recognizes the act that officially ended the American Revolution. The day commemorates the ratification of the Treaty of Paris back on January 14th of 1784 at the Maryland State House in Annapolis, Maryland by the Confederation Congress.
Very, very big time stuff right there is that, just shaped our nation and,
Yes.
created a big move that, helped us become the place we are now. After the Declaration of Independence was signed, nearly 8 years passed before the British and Americans agreed to a ceasefire. As part of the Treaty of Paris, Great Britain recognized the United States as a sovereign entity.
Finally.
It is the most enduring premise of the treaty. The treaty also defined boundaries, specifically the Northwest Territory, which included Ohio and the rich prairie lands of Indiana and Illinois. The treaty also included Michigan, Wisconsin, and parts of Minnesota. With several of the nation's founding fathers negotiated the peace treaty, including John Adams, John Jay, and Benjamin Franklin.
Well, we do have a winner here, though, as Jer Bear at Lefty's Bar and Grill gets to take away that must-go prize, $23.10, heading your way. Congratulations to Jer Bear. Make sure to get enrolled into this next matchup. That minor jackpot will be at 60 balls or less. Super exciting stuff as it gets a little bit more doable. But happy National Ratification Day. This commemorates a huge day in American history, our separation from Great Britain.
Absolutely. Definitely a great one. Just 1 minute and 30 seconds to get enrolled into this game number 5 as we move on to a very fun national day. National Dress Up Your Pet Day. National Dress Up Your Pet Day on January 14th provides a special day to celebrate with your pet and show off their fashion style. Pets do become part of one's family. Whether you take a visit to the groomer or take it a step further and dress up in matching outfits, be sure your pet companion is safe and comfortable.
Absolutely. I had a dog that was a little bit of a reactive dog, and he really calmed down when we would put his sweater on him. And then it started off as a joke, and now he absolutely loves when his sweater goes on.
Hmm.
And so that was the only dog I've ever had that I've really dressed up. But man, oh man, did it open my love for it. Him
Yeah.
and his little Argyle sweater was just some of the cutest stuff ever.
My grandmother loves to dress up her little dog.
That she does.
They all the time wear matching outfits, and
I know, I call her out on it when they're not in matching outfits. I'm like, what's the deal? You put this effort into looking beautiful yourself. What about Molly?
Yeah.
And she always finds it funny, but
No,
yeah.
it's great. I always love that they match you. You know, Molly's wearing pink, my grandma's wearing pink, and
Mhm.
so they're quite fun when it comes to dressing up their pet. We have a pet cat that I bought him a football jersey. It's his only dress up item that he has, but
He has some Halloween costumes.
he has some Halloween costumes. Yeah, I should give him that.
He doesn't wear any of them. But.
No, he hates his Halloween costumes. He will wear his football jersey though, and he doesn't mind rocking the jersey. So I like that one.
Mhm. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of that one.
Yeah, he's our little man. So he loves football just like I do, and
Just like his papa.
and he watches the games with me and rocks his jersey. But National Dress Up Your Pet Day is a fun one. It's not even talking about just matching outfits and throwing outfits on your pet. It's also just about taking care of your pet as looks wise, making sure that it goes out there and gets the grooming that it needs, so that it looks all spiffy for its day to day, and it's just good to be able to take it to the groomer every once in a while.
Absolutely. And there's even certain outfits for your pet that have specific functions. I just recently watched a video on this sweet, sweet little pit bull that she was shaking like a leaf. And there was this thunder jacket that was baby pink, and the owner wraps her in it, puts her arms through the legs, puts our blanket around her, and you can see she visibly calms down.
Yeah.
She can no longer be that panicked. But there are really big benefits if you have an anxious dog or animal in general, getting those Thunder Buddy jackets. And
It's also just beneficial for you to be able to get like the jackets for your dog if you have a short hair dog that isn't necessarily meant to be able to handle a cold as
I'll
we
say
live in the
booties are
Midwest.
super important. If you live somewhere really hot, taking your pets for walks, making sure that they've got shoes on so they don't burn their paws, that's really important. That's something I never realized as I was growing up either. So I was
Yeah,
just
like
like,
in the
dogs are meant to be
Midwest.
outside. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then, no, it actually was my trip to Arizona. I saw everyone walking their dogs with shoes on. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's so smart. Like,
Well, you live in those states, you learn real quick when it gets up to 112
you could
degrees.
burn your poor
And
puppy's pads,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
it gets so hot, especially if you're walking on the blacktop. You gotta have those booties for your animal. But I mean, luckily we're here in the Midwest, and
Yes.
so we don't have to nearly worry about hot. We gotta worry about
Yeah.
the cold of the
Yes.
dogs, and so making sure that they are wrapped up in their little doggy coats, their booties
My
to be able to
grandma
handle the
and
snow.
grandpa had a poodle that constantly had to put a sweater on because she would get too cold outside.
Yeah, so it's a good one to be able
Little
to highlight
turtleneck.
here.
It was so
And
funny.
They look so cute when they rock their big old puffer jackets
Oh my
or
goodness.
whatever
A
it may
little
be.
toy poodle in a black turtleneck knit sweater is one of the most pretentious sights you'll ever see, but it works perfectly with my grandparents.
Oh, it worked so well. You do have Mike89 and Big Gums splitting up that must-go prize of $35.90. Big Gums over at Lisa's Place and Mike89 over at the Wildcats Bar and Grill. as we now get enrolled into this next game, a game number 6, with the minor jackpot clicking up from 60 to 62 balls or less.
Absolutely get enrolled in this next matchup, and happy National Dress Up Your Pet Day. We have one last national day, as it is National Hot Pastrami Sandwich Day. And pastrami lovers across the country look forward to their favorite sandwich, as today, on January 14th, helps recognize National Hot Pastrami Sandwich Day.
Definitely a fun one to be able to highlight. I can't say that I have a hot pastrami sandwich all too often, but I can't say that I'm against it. I definitely love a good sandwich every once in a while. And it's fun that we get to highlight this one on today. A little pastrami on rye. Could be real tasty.
I am a huge sandwich fan. Really, you could put anything in front of me as a sandwich, and I am a happy camper, especially with shaved hot pastrami on rye.
Whew.
Delicious. Yeah, I'm surprised you guys can't hear my stomach rumbling from where you're at. This is a super fun national day. Pastrami is definitely a super fun one, typically served with mustard and dill pickles. Super, super fun stuff.
Yeah, it could be served hot or cold, but it is said to be the pastrami has more flavor when it is slightly warm or served at room temperature instead of cold. So keep that in mind when making your pastrami sandwich on today.
Absolutely.
And how to heat up your pastrami sandwich? Well, warm pastrami by placing it in a steamer basket or strainer over boiling water. Flip the slices of pastrami to ensure they are heated evenly. This should take less than a minute per side.
Well, it's kind of like a double broiler action there going on. Definitely a great way. There's a lot of other ways you can also heat up pastrami. I personally like just slapping it right on a skillet or a pan just to heat up my deli meat before it's going on in if I want to do a hot deli meat sandwich. I think that is great. Like, I love frying up the ham in the pan before going it on the sandwich. I think it tastes so good. So I can only imagine pastrami would be a tasty one as well.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy a hot pastrami sandwich on today as you guys are looking through those menus trying to decide what you want for this lunchtime as we continue to play more lunchtime game day bingo. Speaking of a game day, we had a game day just last night for our Minnesota Vikings, and Jordy, lay on the bad news.
Well, the Rams channeled all that sorrow and uncertainty into a dominant defensive performance, sacking Darnold an NFL playoff record-tying 9 times to win a 27-9 Monday night in a NFC wildcard game that was moved from Southern California to Arizona. Darnold did complete 25 of 40 passes for 245 yards, but lost 82 yards on 9 sacks.
Whew.
The Vikings managed 269 total yards, and many of those came from the game that was already out of hand.
Yeah, it was a tough one to watch, one that I just did not expect to go down.
Not at all.
As me and Jordy were there sitting in our living room watching the first half of that matchup, and it just did not go our way throughout the entire matchup. It felt like the Rams really had our number defensively, as their defensive line is one of the better in the entire NFL, and they just were able to get after Sam Darnold consistently, never letting us put together a complete drive. And you could see throughout the entire matchup, we had a few opportunities to get back in that game, even later on in the matchup. But it was something that was just not a great watch for our Vikings as Vikings fans, as just felt like the unraveling of Sam Darnold over these last 2 games has been something that has been just so shocking for many of us. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily think he was a franchise guy, but I mean, the way he had played in the 14-3 season had given us at least a little bit of hope that he was a guy that could hold together a really talented offense and get it done. But after the Lions matchup, and then again this Rams matchup, but just really, really tough games for Sam Darnold as we end up losing that 27-9 game.
We do have a winner here, though, as 6'9" T-Bird at the Lookout Bar and Grill takes away that minor jackpot prize, $261.77, going on out to you. Congratulations, 6'9" T-Bird. We do have $52.80 getting tacked on to this next round for a double must-go opportunity. Stick around and continue to get enrolled.
I guess with a the grass is greener mentality kind of thing when it comes to this game, at least it went to a team that fan base desperately needed to win. Like, everything going on in LA and in California, just all the tragedy that's happening out there, for their fans to be able to get a nice football win, to maybe forget about for 2 hours what is happening at home. I'm glad that that ended up happening, but still tough one for our Vikings to be able to swallow nonetheless.
Yeah.
And we got to look to another good season, hopefully next year.
Absolutely. When you put it like that, completely, I was so ready to say, no, they don't.
Yo, just because you're
Because the
instantly.
Rams are pretty good, I'm like, they don't need that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
no,
when you put it like that,
no.
I guess we'll be happy for them.
No, I just trying to be grass is greener type. Green grass, looking at the green grass.
It made me feel a bit like a jerk. But yes, absolutely. And so we'll just have to look to next season to see what is going to be happening. So do you think that we're going to be keeping Sammy D?
I'm going to be interested
Yeah.
because I actually thought if he was going to play well in these final two
In the
games,
playoff games.
like every game, his value as a quarterback continued to rise
Yeah.
throughout these final few games.
Well, everyone
And
just kept
then-
saying it's a career-changing season. He's
Yeah.
got career-changing season.
And after these two games, I mean, I don't know many people that have lost as much money off of 2 games of play than Sam Darnold did in these last 2 games of
Oh.
play, as his contract is really going to,
Suffer.
not be as big as it was going to be when
Yeah.
we were 14
Originally,
and
yeah.
2. And so it's just something that
Crazy what can
it-
change in 2 weeks.
yeah, I really just don't know. I mean, it feels like the NFL has Sam Darnold's number, and so that kind of is an issue in its own right. And so, do you stick with Sam Darnold, or do you go with? And this is something that only the Vikings
Yeah, we'll
room
have
can
the
really
answers to
answer.
that.
But we've watched now a season of very successful rookie quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels, really good for the Washington Commanders. They just won their first round of the playoffs. We watched Bo Nix, even though he ended up losing to the Bills, he had a fantastic year as a rookie quarterback. Michael Penix has been pretty decent in the games that he started for Atlanta over Kirk Cousins. And we even Caleb Williams, who was in a very tough organization, showed flashes of brilliance at certain times. And so J.J. McCarthy was graded to be right in the middle of all those quarterbacks, to be one of those guys that was just as good as those guys that have all had really fantastic rookie seasons. Now, if the Vikings view him as a guy that's going to come in and be as good as those rookie quarterbacks have been, I
Yeah,
say
that's something to look at.
go keep and put J.J. McCarthy into the lineup, and then save that money, because we have a lot of free agency cap room to be able to spend a lot of money this offseason to change up this roster. If Brian Flores ends up leaving, our defensive coordinator, if he's looking, there's a lot of people who are looking at him for head coaching positions. We're going to have to revamp this defense, because this defense is very much built to run a Brian Flores defense. And so being able to get the players to play a defense for us next season, we may need to spend a lot of our money that way. And being able to save money on the quarterback and start a rookie quarterback that's on his rookie salary contract would be something that would definitely help with being able to spend money in other places as well.
Absolutely. So we'll have to see everything that's going to be going on with our Vikings. And as they enter into their offseason officially, you guys can go and show your support for them, as we have a great ETAB game that we've teamed up with them for, Vikings Victory. You guys can check it out wherever you play Pilot games, and even have a great chance at taking home some huge prizes while you play. Check out Vikings Victory today.
Absolutely. As we are coming to the end of this game, actually before we get into it, after we announce our winner in this game, we're gonna start talking about the Game Day Bingo standings. What you guys have been earning points for so far this season, as we get to highlight Season 17's new standings, as you guys have been earning points over the last 2 weeks, as it's already January 14th. But in this game right here, double must-go prize, $83.70, going out to JHL over at the Hayloft in St. Augustus. Congratulations to you, JLH, as we now get enrolled into this next game with the minor jackpot, clicking up from 52 to 54 balls or less.
That's right, and as you get enrolled, I'm going to tackle those player standings for our game day bingo. We kick it off with a six-way. And starting it off in that ninth place spot, it has Todd S.A. at the Harding Bar and Grill, Maggie at the Lyle Liquor Store, Murphy over at the Pickled Pig, Towley at the Tailgate Sports Cafe in Paddy Wagon, Vader over at the Log Cabin Bar in Emily, as well as Jack over at American Legion Holdingford. All 6 of those lucky players all sit with 10,000 points in that ninth place tie. Ahead of them, we have a two-way tie in 7th. It's between Lucky Rosie over at Moe's, as well as Richie at the Pine Island Liquor Store, both with 11,000 points. 12,000 for 5th place, Big Rob over at HR Pesties, tying it up with 6'9" T-Bird at the Lookout Bar and Grill. 4th place is Buy Bitcoin at the Full Tilt Tavern with 16,000 points. With 18,000 in 3rd place, we've got Not Sure over at the Montego Blue. 2nd place is Brother Nate at the Chart House with 20,000 points. And no one's surprised, as we already have our 1st place player with 24,000 points. It is none other than Call Me Jen at JR Mac. Great job there.
Yeah, great job to Call Me Jen and all of those awesome players earning so many points throughout this season. Now on to the location side of those standings, as we start in 10th place with Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 19,000 points. With 20,000 points in 9th place, we got the Midtown Bar and Grill. 8th place is the Montego Blue. They sit with 22,000 points. Tied with in 7th place with the Pine Island Liquor Store with 22,000 points. Another tie in 5th place, both with 23,000 points. That is HR Pesties and the Chart House. 4th place is the Riverboat Depot with 25,000 points, as the Lookout Bar and Grill sits in 3rd with 27,000 points. With 28,000 points in 2nd place, we got Haskell's, as our 1st place location is JR Mac with 32,000 game day bingo points.
Nicely done there, J.R. Mac, home of our 1st place player, Call Me Jen, as well as getting helped out by a few other players as well. If you'd like to solidify your spot in our standings, come on out for every chance you can to play Great Game Day Bingo, and choose the location to play at that you want to help get points as well. It's definitely a lot of fun, so go and check out Game Day Bingo wherever you can.
Absolutely. As we get after it right here, I would like to give a quick shout out to our eTabs. We have over 70 different Charitable eTab games that you can play anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. These games feature low bets ranging from 50 cents to $5 with brand new graphics that came in this new year. You definitely want to check them out to see if you can take home one of those amazing jackpot prizes.
Oh, absolutely, guys. Go and check them out. We have so much fun knowing you guys love all of our different eTab games. We'd love to know which one is your favorite. Today, I'm going to be highlighting Ruby's Adventure. It is a super fun eTab game, one of my personal favorite themes. You go hit the trails? You go in search of some rubies and jackpots, as it's kind of an Indiana Jones themed eTab game. It's super fun. Go and check out Ruby's Adventure today.
Yeah, that's a great one. I will give a shout out to, let's go with American Heroes.
Right on.
Great superhero themed eTab game, which is a lot of fun.
Just about 6 balls away from some of you lucky players trying to take home a great prize here. We'll have to see if anyone is able to do so, as we would love to start talking about a few movies that happen to be released on today. Kicking it off in 2005, we've got Coach Carter.
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of showing Jordy this movie just recently. I was, as it being one of my favorite sports movies, I don't even, like, basketball sports movies have never been my thing. The basketball sport, just TV shows have never been my thing. And so for the fact
I'm
that
a fan of basketball.
This is necessarily like my favorite. This is my favorite sports movie. Maybe my favorite. It's up there in my top 3 sports movies of all time. Says a lot, because the rest of them are all held by football movies, and this one
I was gonna say it's not Gridiron Gang.
No, no, not even close. But this one, so good, starring Samuel L. Jackson as Coach Ken Carter. You got Rick Gonzalez as Timo Cruz. You got other great Channing Tatum's in this movie.
Antoine Taylor, I absolutely adore.
Yeah, yeah, really, really fun cast that come together that are all pretty decent at basketball. It's not one where you go, oh, that can't be a good basketball player. They actually look like a high school basketball team, which is very, very nice to watch.
Well, we got Mr. Kenyon as well as John both out there splitting up $25. Congratulations there. There's even a character in Coach Carter with the name Kenyon. So maybe go and
Yeah.
give Coach Carter a watch on today, Mr. Kenyon.
Yeah, he's got one of the more captivating storylines as he's dealing with being
Nice.
a young father type role, and then ends up having the tragedy of,
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's
Making hard life choices.
yeah, making hard life choices exactly is what you go to, and so it's a great movie that's really well done. I'm a big fan of Coach Carter.
Absolutely. And we were just talking about how much it aids a sports movie when you cast actual athletes or at least actors who have some semblance of athletic ability.
Yes.
And it can really, really aid in the storytelling of it because these are real boys playing basketball with each other on a court. And you can tell that no one's swapped out for extras or stunt doubles or whatever else it may be. And so it is really nice to see them actually playing basketball and you can buy into the storyline a little bit more.
Oh, for sure. That's
All the conditioning they actually had to do for it.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's very, very fun watch that it just works in that way. Nobody you're watching, you're like, wow, that doesn't make sense.
That's fake.
Yeah, that's totally fake and take you out. As someone who
Even
loves sports in general,
Yeah.
sports movies are meant for people that love whatever sport it's portraying normally, and so it takes you quickly out of it if you realize an
Absolutely.
actor isn't good at that sport.
shout out Rick Gonzalez who plays Timo Cruz because he is one of the best depictions of exhaustion from working out
Yes.
in cinematic history to me. I totally could buy into everything he was selling.
Yeah, absolutely. When he had to run to get back onto the squad and had to run all those suicides
1,000 suicides, 1,000 push-ups.
yeah, whatever the mass amount that he had to do by Friday. And
He was impressive. Even in like the really hard themes where he tackles some really hard things with losing a family member and him going to the coach to confront those issues. Rick Gonzalez sold the entire movie for me.
yeah, him and Samuel L. Jackson were really, really good just actors in that movie. Channing Tatum's character Jason Lyles is hilarious in it. You can always tell when it's Channing Tatum talking because he's just the hilarious.
I know he's also like the only white kid in the main 10 people of the cast.
Yeah,
and so
but-
anytime he says something, I'm like, he's the only person that can make that word sound like that.
He's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's a really well done movie, and I'm glad that you got to watch it before we
Yeah.
highlighted it in release on today. I didn't even know it was coming up, so that's definitely a
Yeah,
fun one.
it really skyrocketed. It might be my favorite sports movie I've ever watched now.
Yeah. It's up there with the Remember the Titans, maybe my favorite. That's there. I really enjoy Friday Night Lights as well, but it's probably Facing the Giants. It's probably Facing the Giants, Coach Carter, and Remember the Titans are like my three favorite sports movies of all time, and that's discluding boxing movies. Even though boxing movies
The first
is
Creed might
sports
be
movies.
one of my top 3.
Yeah, all the just Rocky Creed movies are really up there in my favorite sports movies of all time. But my favorite team sports movies, that's what I'll say, team sports, because it's very different than a individualized sports movie like a Rocky or any of those, which is very focused on the singular person. I really enjoy the aspect of team sports and what it brings and the different dynamics that it
Yeah.
brings. And so I'll say it's my top 3 favorite team sports movies are Facing the Giants, Remember the Titans, and Coach Carter.
Very fun stuff. Well, Coach Carter coming out on today in 2005, the sports drama. Very, very fun stuff. Up next, this is another fan favorite of mine in 2005. We have Elektra coming on out starring Jennifer Gardner, as well as many others who came together for this. I love this movie. This was my first superhero movie that
Okay.
I fell in love with.
Yeah, it's a fun one. She's sick at it. And
She's so cool. Her outfit, her weapon, her training, the way she like flips her hair with her dagger. I love Electra.
Absolutely. We do have Call Me Jen over at the Bennett's Shop and Rail House, taking home $31.40 in this awesome game. Congratulations to you, Call Me Jen. As we now get enrolled into this next matchup, Minor Jackpot clicking up from 56 to 58 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we get after it. We actually got to see Jennifer Gardner reprise her role as Electra in the newest Deadpool and Wolverine movie, which was
That
kind
was
of
an
fun.
amazing cameo.
Really fun cameo to see her out there. And
Hearing Jennifer Gardner talk about it as well was really funny. She's like, okay, we'll add 3 inches to the corset. You know, Electra's a mom now. No one needs to see that.
no, she was like, get
So
rid of the
funny.
midriff.
Add fabric.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. It's super
So
funny.
funny.
Well, Electra is just a fun action work.
I can't believe I forgot that Terrence Stamp was in this. He is one of my favorite characters from The Haunted Mansion. And he's not really seen in a lot of extra roles to me. And so, super fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, really fun. I always love characters that have those kinds of daggers. Like Raphael in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had those two
The
same
samurai daggers.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you especially during my childhood, if you were rocking the dual dagger like Raphael, I was instantly gonna be a fan of you. And so Electra definitely became a big fan of mine as well.
I want to find out the actual name of it. Oh, they're called Psy.
Psy, yes.
Yeah, a pair of Psy.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, Electra coming out on today in 2005. We had both Coach Carter and Electra coming out on today in 2005.
Yes, we did. Good year for movies.
Great double feature if you were going to the movie theater in 2005.
That would have been so fun for you and I.
If we could have went and watched Electra and Coach Carter.
That would have been so fun. Too bad we were 6 years old.
Next up in 2011, released on today, we have The Dilemma. This one stars Vince Vaughn and Kevin James. I should say Minnesota native Vince Vaughn. You also have Jennifer Connelly, Jason Tatum, Winona Ryder.
Channing Tatum, not Jason.
Channing Tatum, Winona Ryder, Queen Latifah, and other fun actors and actresses that star in this comedy, I think it is.
Longtime friends Ronnie and Nick are partners in an auto design firm. They're hard at work on a presentation for a dream project that would really launch their company. Then, Ronnie spots Nick's wife out with another man, and in the process of investigating the possible affair, he learns that Nick has just a few secrets of his own. As the presentation nears, Ronnie agonizes over what might happen if the truth gets out.
Yeah, definitely a crazy little PG-13 work. I can't say that I've seen this one. I've watched a lot of Kevin James movies. I've not watched as many Vince Vaughn movies, if I'm being completely honest. But maybe one that I need to add to my list of comedies.
Absolutely. This was right in the couple years where I went anti-Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
You know? And so I watched The Breakup and then realized I didn't like him around 2007-8 when The Breakup came out in 2006, but I watched it when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I thought he was a horrible man. And I had a really hard time separating him from that. So after that, I lost a little bit of Vince Vaughn movies for a bit.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I wasn't like a huge Vince Vaughn fan until the internship. Like, because I absolutely loved Wedding Crashers, loved Dodgeball, and those two really carried my love for him.
Oh, for sure,
forever.
Dodgeball is incredible.
And so those two, I was just such a big fan that I was like, oh yeah, I like all Vince Vaughn. And then I realized, no, I don't really like anything besides Wedding Crashers and Dodgeball.
I don't know if I've seen Wedding Crashers, but which is really surprising.
Have you not?
Yeah,
we'll need to watch that at some point. That's a classic. Even though I am almost 90% sure you'll hate the movie.
I was gonna say that it's gonna be intolerable humor for me. I can almost guarantee. But yeah, I'll watch it.
It's horrible humor. So it is. It's
2005. It's at the heart of that.
Yeah. Well, 2011, The Dilemma came out on today.
Next up, we have 11 years later in 2022, Transylvania, Transformania.
Transformania. Great
I was
stuff
like, okay,
there.
I need to say this correct.
Yeah, you got Adam Sandler, Selena Gomez, Andy Sandberg, Jim
Huge cast of
Gaffigan,
people.
even
Fran Drescher.
even the streamer Ninja is starring in this movie. So
That's so strange.
yeah.
We've got David Spade. Are they in this?
I don't know if of the whole cast is in this one. I'd assume that we keep on
Yeah.
going down. Steve Buscemi, Kevin James, David Spade, all in this one as well. But we do got some winners to highlight.
Roy G. Bogues as well as Big Gums are both splitting up $29.80. Congratulations there. Stick around and continue to get enrolled. We'll have $146 growing into this next matchup now at 60 balls or less, maybe even closing in on $200. Let's get this minor jackpot as high as possible in the next minute and a half.
You also got Keegan Michael Key and Molly Shannon in this one as well.
Catherine Hahn, Selena Gomez, everybody.
Yeah, a great family comedy. I've enjoyed the Hotel Transylvania movies. I think they are just a fun little animated comedy work. I think they do good when you're watching. They're one of the few that I enjoy watching with my little cousins and stuff like that. If I'm gonna watch some Halloween little kids movies, these ones do a really good job, and the humor still is. I find it pretty funny at times as well.
So I didn't know the cast of people that did Hotel Transylvania, and so I just thought it was another kid movie. This animation style had kind of taken me out of wanting to watch the new generation of kids movies.
Yeah.
And so I never really sought it out when the first one came out in 2012 or even the 2015 Hotel 2. And it wasn't until about a few years ago I was babysitting, and the girls I was babysitting, they're both under 2 years old, and they only wanted to watch Hotel Transylvanias. And so I watched 3 of them in a row, start to finish, and I got caught up, and I was like, wow, this is so cute. I was more sucked into it than the girls by the end of it. I was like, we need to put the third one on. Let's find out.
What happens to this whole entire story? It's a really fun one.
Might as well buy into it. It was super fun. And as soon as I found out, you could hear the entire cast of Adam Sandler's, Island of Misfit Toys all coming together for it, I was like, this is so fun. Oh, it's Steve Buscemi. Okay.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes for a really fun movie when you know all the voices and everything like
Big
that.
fan.
And the whole storyline, I think, it's a fun, captivating storyline as well that you follow of. Especially in the first one, I don't remember the storylines of the next few, but
I actually just saw David Spade took the time to create AI versions of the entire crew as Marvel people, and it was so funny. We had Adam Sandler as Iron Man, and then you go on to I think Kevin James was Thor, and then it cuts at the very last. It's finally David Spade, and he is Black Widow. And it was so funny.
That's a great casting right there.
Because he's got the flowy, know? And so he was like, let's buy into it. So good.
Well, Hotel Transylvania, Transformia, released on today in 2022. As we got the final movie we'll be highlighting, released on today in 2022, and that is Scream, which I think this is the revamp of the Scream franchise, starring Mikey Madison, Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barrera. You even got other great actors. Nina Campbell is still in this movie as well. And this is
Courtney Cox comes back. We have a ton of people. We
I
even have Skeet Ulrich coming back for weird flashbacks of Billy Loomis.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We do get a little bit of Billy Loomis in that one as well. David Arquette in it as well.
Gotta love Officer Dewey.
Yeah, really, really.
I always want to call him Doofy though. Scary Movie has ruined me.
I feel like these have been one of the better continuation of franchises.
It got me into the Scream franchise.
Yeah, I'm someone that is anti the whole entire just keep them rolling out kind of dealio. Outside of the only movies that can do it well, I guess, are the Fast and Furious movies and the Scream movies, as they just keep on pumping out movies, and I keep on being entertained by them. As they're not, and I think it's because they know what they do well, and they just stick to what they do well, and Fast and Furious, it's great, just action, fast cars, explosions, unthinkable feats. And in Scream,
Yeah, it's like Mission Impossible.
it's a whodunit, and they just keep on, going with it. It's really fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this new cast of people that came together. Specifically, Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera were incredible as sisters, as they were our new main characters, as this focuses around them, and you kind of see the ties that they have to the original murder. But super exciting stuff. This one, and then the next one that they came out with, Scream, I think 7, was also starring the two of them. Very, very fun stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get either of them again in Scream movies.
Oh, okay. We do have $37.10 going out in this game number 11 to Django over at the Schmitty's Timeout Tavern. Congratulations to you, as we now have that minor jackpot clicked up from 60 to 62 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun in this final game of Lunchtime Game Day Bingo that me and Jordy will be live with you guys for.
Stick around and continue to get enrolled. But yeah, Scream coming out on today in 2022. Maybe give it a watch.
And that was Scream 5 and Scream 6 that had
5
came
and
out.
6, not 6
Scream
and 7.
7 is supposed to come out, I think, either later this year or next year. Is when we're supposed to get it. Yeah, next year is the
Could you,
predicted date.
click that?
Yeah, find out. It looks like February 27th to 2026.
Okay, so they have a couple people already credited as the cast list, but we'll see who
Yeah.
comes back for it.
Yeah, it's the Google crediting. So how do we know who it's gonna be? Looks like quite at least.
Well, you can see that the main two are no longer a part of it.
Yeah, no, they don't have them in it. But very interesting stuff.
Absolutely. Scream 5 coming out on today, 2022. We have just under a minute to get enrolled into this final matchup. And if you guys are out there having a blast playing pilot games, taking home one of these great prizes for yourself or anything else, we'd love to see it. You can see some prime examples of some amazing player pictures right beside me. Snap those player pictures and send them to us, whether it be onto our Facebook page at Pilot Games. You can post them onto any of your own social medias using the hashtag Pilot Games, or you can even email them directly to us at jackpots@pilotgames.com. We love seeing you guys out there having a blast. Send those player pictures our way.
Absolutely. We're big fans of the players that send in those player pictures. We're a fan of all of you guys. But the ones that send in the player pictures, we know what your face looks like. So it makes it even more exciting. So shout out to you guys as we now get after in this game right here. Some more positive Minnesota news is that our Timberwolves were able to get a win against the NBA worst Washington Wizards, 120 to 106. We beat them like the NBA worst, beat them by 14 points. Anthony Edwards had 41 points in the game, scoring 20 of those in the fourth quarter. Julius Randle had 20 points and 10 rebounds, and Rudy Gobert had 11 points and 11 rebounds. A nice little double-double for Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. Very good stuff for our Timberwolves as we hope to get back to just our winning style of basketball as we don't stop playing, but we got a much tougher team coming up soon.
That's right. We have a game coming up tomorrow as we go up against the Golden State Warriors. Should be some really exciting stuff as that game is happening at 8:30 p.m. Make sure to come on out and show your support for our Timberwolves.
Absolutely. You can also show some support to our Twins by playing the great ETAB game, Twins Win, as we are in the midst of the offseason. The season is coming up, though. February is, I think, the start of our regular season,
That's
which
crazy.
should be
right around the corner.
Yeah, really, really exciting. With our Vikings out, we just now got to wait for the great MLB action to start rooting on some more great action there, but super excited for our Twins. And like I said, play the ETAB game. Twins Win, a really fun one for you guys to be able to check out.
Absolutely. That's a really incredible stuff. But
one celebrity birthday you get to highlight on today.
okay, I'll be highlighting in 1969, Jason Bateman, the American actor from Arrested Development as well as Ozark.
Yeah, what's your favorite role for Jason Bateman?
Probably Ozarks.
Ozark. I really enjoyed him as the villain, though, in
Carry On.
I thought he did a good job as the villain there.
I completely agree. I also been really enjoying, he's got a podcast, like a traveling documentary podcast
really?
with Sean Hayes as well as, oh gosh, I can't think of another name.
Well, cool stuff.
Very fun.
Other celebrity birthday we'll highlight in 1948, Carl Weathers, the American football player and actor. He's from the Rocky films. I loved him as Apollo Creed. He's also in Street Justice and The Mandalorian. Just a fantastic actor that we get to highlight here on today.
Absolutely, but as we close in here, I'd love to highlight Jack at American Legion Holding Ford, who took home $73,000 this past weekend while supporting American Legion Post 211 Holding Ford. They aim to enhance the well-being of Americans veterans, our families, our military, and our communities by their devotion to mutual helpfulness.
A great reminder right there as we give out a great prize, hopefully right here, right now, $245.13 to RJC over at Manning's in Minneapolis, that wherever you guys are playing Pilot games, your community wins. We'll have some more great bingo action. Lucky for Bingo, largest jackpot available today. Have some fun.